Hey everybody, it's Robert coming to you from the woods of Webster County, Georgia. Again, I'm out here with Mr. Cecil and we are on the hunt for another cemetery. This is the, what was the name?
Davis-Wiggins.
The Davis-Wiggins Cemetery. This is one that, while Cecil and I were exploring two previous cemeteries you saw on the map. It is listed on Find a Grave, but there's no photos of any memorials on there. Is that right?
Yeah, there's a overall picture, but none of the individual burials.
Gotcha. So we'll see. I found it. I found it, Cecil. It's right there. That's an impressive obelisk right there. It must have been, the other two cemeteries that we filmed, we were about a mile back in the woods. We must be about a mile and a half back in the woods now, and this ain't nothing but woods all around us. So it's there must have been a very large community out here. The other two cemeteries that we filmed were predominantly African American, old African American church burial grounds. This one doesn't look like it's a African American burial ground, but dates back to the plantation era. That's a lot older than I thought it would be.
That's a infant's grave. Born and died 1853.
Oh yeah, I saw 1853. I didn't realize it was an infant.
A large stone for an infant.
Yes, it is. It must have multiple markings on it. Yeah, it does. So it looks like graves are inside of this wrought iron fence, and they're marked by this obelisk here. So let's see if we can't start at the front. This is Elizabeth Statham, born 1810 and died February 14th, 1853. Richmond Statham, born 1805 and died October 14th, 1854. And Garland D Statham, born and died 1853. So everyone here died at the same time, almost. And it's pre-Civil War, which generally speaking, I find any of the graves that are pre-Civil War to be kind of the older for the area. This land, after all, wasn't settled until about 1826. So old one back here, and that's interesting. So the individual graves are actually inside of this fence here, which I think I might just cross it over here. Here, see, so I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna step across without impaling myself.
I'll tell you where the gate is once you get in there.
I saw it. I saw it. It just looked like it'd be easier to go through this way. So here are the individual burials. Down here, the footstones. So we've got the one obelisk for everybody. And these are the footstones for them. RS, right there. ES. And then we'll see if this one is marked. Yeah, it is. GDS, right there. So the individual graves for the three that are marked on the fine obelisk that's outside of the fence. I think it's interesting to note this is 1850s burials, but I don't believe this stone is from the 1850s. It looks newer than that. As in probably later 1800s. Someone came back and placed it. At the bottom it says Statham. And I could be wrong about that, but it's just a thought. It has more of a later 1800s style. There's the top of it, the top of this obelisk. And once again, I've said it a bunch on this series of videos we've done today, but we're deep in the woods, and all that's left to show, there was probably a very large community out here, and all that's left to show are these cemeteries that we've looked at on this series of videos today that dot this landscape.
This fence has been reset.
That's what I was thinking.
The gate don't line up.
Mm-mm. Yeah, when I saw that, how that gate was leaned over, I thought this fence had been messed with at some time. Plus it was just easier than going through all this, but there it is. So the question is, wasn't this called the Davis Cemetery?
Davis and Wiggins, but it says online that no marked graves for either were found other than these.
Gotcha. A little road has been cut around this cemetery. What's on the gate?
Ornamental Iron and Wire Company,
Oh, cool.
Port Smith, Virginia.
So if there's more burials out around here, for the other families listed on the name, they're not marked. It's also possible, as we've seen before, something gets misnamed. And I don't know. We'll do a little bit more looking. All right, everybody. Well, Cecil and I walked another, I don't know, probably another mile back in the woods, down to a creek bottom, just looking for any other grave sites or any sites of ruins from the old plantation or community or whatever was back here in these woods, because as we were talking about earlier, with as many sites as there are in these woods, you'd think surely there'd be something left over. But all we found were some Native American artifacts, some flakes of flint, a big chunk of flint, which shows that not only this area was once populated by the people buried in these cemeteries, but also the Native Americans were here and evidently had some kind of camp or grounds here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time on another adventure into history.